Imagine every day as a new opportunity, like a blank canvas. You hold the brush, and your choices are the strokes that shape your day. The question is, what will you create? Each day is a chance to get better, whether it's improving your skills, sharpening your thinking, or elevating your life. But this doesn't happen by accident. You have to make it happen. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that success isn't complicated. It's simply a matter of practicing a few key habits every day. On the other hand, failure comes from making a few mistakes repeatedly. The difference between success and failure lies in the small choices you make each day. It's not about making big changes, it's the small, often overlooked improvements that add up over time. I've narrowed it down to 10 things you should work on daily, and we'll go through them quickly to focus on the main goal. 1. It's the foundation of your life. Just a little improvement each day can change everything about how your day unfolds. You might think attitude is just how you feel, but it's more than that. It shapes how you view the world, handle challenges, and relate to others. Your attitude is like a magnet. It either attracts opportunities or pushes them away. Think about someone who's always negative, complaining about everything. How successful do you think they are? Probably not much. Their negative attitude blocks opportunities. But someone with a positive attitude attracts opportunities. People want to be around them, work with them, and help them succeed. If you improve your attitude bit by bit, maybe by being more optimistic, patient, or grateful, you'll start noticing doors opening that you never saw before. Your attitude doesn't change overnight, but with consistent effort it becomes a strong foundation for success. When your attitude improves, everything else follows. Your relationships, work, health, everything. 2. Communication skills. Work on this every day. Good communication is at the heart of everything. Whether you're talking to friends, making business deals, or interacting with family, better communication means better relationships, smoother work, and more influence. And communication isn't just about talking. The best communicators often listen more than they speak. They listen with empathy, trying to understand rather than just respond. Good communication is a two-way street. You need to express your thoughts clearly and understand others' ideas as well. Improve it daily. Maybe today you focus on being a better listener. Tomorrow, practice sharing your ideas without being too forceful. The next day, focus on finding the right words to express your feelings. Little by little, you'll improve your communication, and people will want to listen to you. When you communicate better, you influence others more, lead more effectively, and inspire action. Think about a time when poor communication caused a misunderstanding. Now imagine how much smoother things would go if you improved your communication just a little each day. How many problems could you avoid? Think about how many conflicts you could solve and how much more trust you could build in your relationships if you improved just a little every day. It's something worth considering, right? Next, you need to work on your self-discipline every day. Self-discipline is crucial because it's the bridge between your goals and accomplishments. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Without self-discipline, success is impossible. You can have the best ideas and the most talent, but if you don't have the discipline to follow through, none of it matters. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it gets. Start small, maybe wake up 15 minutes earlier today. Exercise even if you don't feel like it tomorrow, or stay focused on your work the next day. These small acts of discipline will add up to big results. And remember, self-discipline isn't just about willpower, it's about creating habits. When something becomes a habit, it doesn't require as much effort. For example, reading 10 pages a day becomes automatic and takes no willpower at all. I once knew a talented young man who lacked discipline. He started projects with enthusiasm but would never finish them, always distracted by the next shiny idea. I advised him to work on his discipline, to stick with things even when they got hard or boring. Over time, he built the discipline to follow through, and now he's incredibly successful. Another way to improve your mindset is to challenge your limiting beliefs. Many of us are held back not by what's outside but by what's inside, our beliefs about ourselves. We think we can't do something because we've never done it before, or because someone told us we're not good enough. But beliefs are just thoughts, and thoughts can change. Each day, replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, think, I'm learning how to do this. Instead of saying, I'll never be successful, say, I'm on the path to success. A small daily shift in your mindset can lead to a huge transformation over time. Time is a precious resource, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. That's why time management is so important. Each day, work on using your time wisely. Maybe today you focus on setting clear priorities. Tomorrow you work on eliminating distractions. The next day, practice saying no to things that don't help you reach your goals. The small improvements you make in how you manage your time will add up, and soon you'll be getting more done in less time. Have you ever felt busy but not productive? It happens when we spend time on things that don't really matter, while the important tasks get pushed aside. Time management is about focusing on the right things at the right time. Start your day with a plan, map out your priorities, and make time for rest too. Rest is just as important as productivity because without it, you'll burn out. The key is managing your time in a way that balances work and rest. Every day, work on building and improving your knowledge. The world is always changing. changing, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. The more you learn, the more valuable you become, and the more rewards you'll receive. So make a habit of learning something new every day. Maybe today you read an article about your industry. Tomorrow you listen to a podcast on personal development. Each small investment in learning adds up, making you more knowledgeable, skilled, and prepared for whatever comes your way. Learning doesn't stop when you leave school. In fact, that's when the real learning begins. Formal education gives you a living, but self-education gives you a fortune. The most successful people in the world are lifelong learners because they know the more they learn, the more they can achieve. One of the smartest men I've ever met, Mr. Shoaff, became successful by dedicating himself to learning every day. He told me, the more you learn, the more you earn, and I've lived by that advice ever since. The more I learned, the more opportunities came my way, and the same will happen for you. Next, don't neglect your finances. Your financial situation isn't something that just happens to you, it's something you create. Just like any other part of life, your finances need daily attention and improvement. Whether you're trying to get out of debt, build wealth, or secure your financial future, it starts with making small, consistent improvements each day. Here's the truth. Most people don't really understand money. They know how to earn it, but they don't know how to manage it. As a result, they find themselves struggling no matter how much they make. But the good news is that you can improve your financial situation a little bit each day. Start by tracking your expenses today, then create a simple budget tomorrow, and the day after that, set aside a small percentage of your income for savings or investments. Each small step will add up, and before you know it, you'll have control of your finances. It's not about how much money you make, but how much you keep. Some people make a lot of money but spend it just as fast, living paycheck to paycheck. On the other hand, others who make less are able to save and invest because they understand the principles of financial management. These principles can be learned by anyone, and you don't need to be an expert to start. Just make small, smart financial decisions each day. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got was spend less than you earn and invest the rest. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. If you live by this rule every day, your financial future will be secure, but it requires discipline. The ability to say no to unnecessary expenses today, so you can say yes to financial freedom tomorrow. That's something you can improve every day. Personal development is key to growth. Life is about growing. If you're not growing, you're falling behind. Every day you need to work on becoming a better version of yourself. It's not about perfection, but about progress. Constantly improving who you are, how you think, and what you do. Personal development is a lifelong journey, and it can't be ignored. Maybe today, you work on improving your self-awareness, understanding your strengths, weaknesses, habits, and tendencies. Tomorrow, you focus on developing a new skill to help in your career or personal life. The next day, you work on improving your emotional intelligence, learning how to manage your emotions, and relate better to others. Each of these small improvements contributes to your overall growth. Setting goals is one of the best things you can do for personal development. Make sure your goals challenge you to grow, and that they align with your values, passions, and purpose. It's not just about achieving more, it's about becoming more. The kind of person who can achieve those goals. You can work on this every day. For example, today, you could set a goal to read one chapter of a personal development book. Tomorrow, you could practice a new habit for 10 minutes. Each small action moves you forward in your personal growth. Sometimes, personal development also means unlearning. You may need to let go of old habits, beliefs, and ways of thinking that are holding you back. This ongoing process of learning, growing, and evolving is vital for improvement. The more you commit to it, the more your life will improve. One powerful lesson I've learned is that you attract what you become. If you want to attract success, you must become successful in your habits, thinking, and actions. If you want great relationships, you need to become the kind of person worthy of great relationships. If you want abundance, you must develop an abundant mindset. You can work on this every day to become more disciplined, focused, positive, and successful. Purpose gives your life direction. It's the reason you get up in the morning and keeps you going, even when things are tough. It's crucial to work on your purpose every day, refining it, deepening it, and living it out in everything you do. Some people might say, I don't know what my purpose is, and that's okay. Purpose isn't something you find all at once. It's something you discover and develop over time. Each day, spend some time reflecting on what's truly important to you. The next day, take a small step toward your dreams, then align your actions with your values. Each day you'll make progress, and over time your purpose will become clearer and more fulfilling. When you live with purpose, everything else falls into place. Your work becomes meaningful, your relationships deepen, and challenges turn into opportunities for growth. I once met a man who had everything: money, success, fame, but he was deeply unhappy. When I asked him about his purpose, he couldn't answer. He had spent so much time chasing success that he forgot why he wanted it in the first place. After focusing on what truly mattered, helping others, and living a life of significance, his entire life changed. He found happiness, fulfillment, and peace, and it all started with living with purpose every day. One of the most important things to work on every day is gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that can transform your life in ways you can't
can't even imagine. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your attention from what's missing in your life to what's already good. And when you do that, you start attracting more good things into your life. Being grateful is something you can practice every day, and it doesn't take much. Maybe today you take a moment to appreciate the people who support you. Tomorrow, focus on the small blessings you often overlook, like your health, home, or job. The next day, show gratitude for the challenges that have helped you grow. When you practice gratitude, your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, and over time, your entire outlook on life changes. Have you ever had a bad day where everything seemed to go wrong? We all have. But here's the secret. Even on those days, there's something to be grateful for. Maybe it's the lesson you learned from a mistake, or the strength you gained from overcoming a challenge. When you focus on gratitude, even tough times become valuable. Gratitude multiplies the more you practice it. The more you focus on what you're grateful for, the more you'll find to be grateful for. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, growing bigger with each passing day. And the best part? When you live with gratitude, you attract more of what you're grateful for. You create a positive cycle of abundance, joy, and fulfillment that gets stronger each day. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good, it's about taking action. When you're truly grateful, you want to give back, help others, and make a difference. That's one of the reasons why gratitude is so powerful. It not only improves your life, but also inspires you to improve the lives of others. When you make gratitude a daily practice, it changes not just your perspective, but also your behavior. Gratitude makes us more generous, patient, and compassionate. When you focus on what you have and appreciate both the big and small blessings in your life, you stop living in fear of not having enough. Instead, you start living in abundance. And living in abundance is one of the greatest shifts you can make in your life. Gratitude is like a muscle. You've got to work on it every day for it to grow strong. Every day, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be something big. Maybe today you're grateful for the sunshine. Tomorrow you're grateful for the food on your table. The next day, you're grateful for the lessons you've learned through hardship. Whatever it is, find something to be grateful for, even if it's small. The key isn't the size of the thing you're grateful for, but the act of being grateful itself. Being grateful doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. Life has its challenges. But when you practice gratitude, you develop the resilience to face those challenges without being overwhelmed. You learn to say, yes, this is hard, but I'm still grateful for the strength to get through it. I once knew a woman going through a tough time. She had lost her job, her relationship had ended, and she felt lost. Every day seemed like a struggle. One day I told her, you've got to find something to be grateful for, even in the middle of this storm. At first she thought it was impossible, but she started small. Every day she wrote down one thing she was grateful for, no matter how small. Over time her perspective began to change. She started to see opportunities instead of obstacles, and began rebuilding her life. Today she's happier and more successful than ever, and she'll tell you it all started with being grateful. Here's the last thing I want to say about gratitude. It's contagious. When you're grateful for everything, people around you notice, and it spreads. Your positive attitude inspires others to see the good in their lives. Your generosity encourages others to be generous, and your appreciation for life helps lift others out of negativity. So when you practice gratitude every day, you're not just improving your own life, you're also making a difference in the lives of those around you. And that's powerful. Think about your life right now. Consider the areas we've discussed: your attitude, communication, discipline, relationships, mindset, time management, finances, personal development, purpose, and gratitude. How many of these areas could improve with just a little effort each day? And what would your life look like if you committed to making those small daily improvements? The key to lasting change isn't about making one big leap. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every day. That's where the real magic happens. That's where transformation occurs. I've seen it time and again. People who commit to improving just a little each day, who focus on the process rather than the outcome, end up achieving extraordinary things. Why? Because success is the natural result of small disciplines repeated over time. So ask yourself, what small improvement can you make today? What's one area of your life where you can start applying these principles right now? Maybe it's your finances. Look at your spending and make one small adjustment. Maybe it's your relationships. Reach out to someone and tell them you appreciate them. Whatever it is, start today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for everything to fall into place. Start with what you have, where you are, and commit to improving just a little every day. What's one small thing you can do today to start building discipline? What's one area of your life where you can begin making small daily improvements? Remember, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Over time, those small actions will compound, and before you know it, you'll find yourself in a place you never thought possible. And don't forget the power of purpose. Purpose is the reason behind all these daily improvements. It's the why behind everything you do. When you have a clear sense of purpose, everything else falls into place. Your discipline becomes stronger, your gratitude becomes deeper, and your motivation becomes unstoppable. But here's the thing, purpose isn't something that's handed to you. It's something you discover and build over time, just like everything else we've talked about. And like everything else, it's something you can improve a little bit each day. Maybe today you reflect on what truly matters to you. Tomorrow you take a step toward aligning your actions with your values. The next day, you look for ways to serve others and make a difference. Each of these small steps brings you closer to living a life of purpose. And when you live with purpose, everything else in your life becomes more meaningful, fulfilling, and rewarding. I want you to remember this as you go home. Life is a journey, not a destination. The journey is made up of the small steps you take every day. You have the opportunity to improve each day. You have the chance to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. And when you commit to improving yourself every day, in every area of your life, you'll find that the journey itself is the reward. So, what are you going to improve today? What small, consistent action are you going to take to move closer to the life you want to live? Remember, it's not about making a giant leap. It's about taking one small step at a time, every single day. When you do that, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve over time. That's the real secret to success. It's not about luck, talent, or even hard work. It's about the small disciplines, the daily improvements, the little choices you make every day. And those choices, my friends, are in your hands. I'm confident that as you focus on these small daily improvements, you'll start to see remarkable changes in your life. Keep going, keep improving. Success isn't something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become.